Somewhere in the range of 5 to 6 months ago, I made a video in this location. Probably looked very similar, about the coronavirus. I haven't done a lot of videos. I've only done one video about the coronavirus because there's a lot of things turning political recently which shouldn't be, and I don't want to put this channel on that list. But I do want to make a few videos about the virus, if nothing else, just to preserve what happened, because it's a historical event. I was out of work the last time I recorded the video, and I went back to work about 3 months afterwards. Summer was interesting. Because I was out of work and not leaving the house, I was able to go places and do things that I otherwise would never have had the opportunity to do. So it was a very good summer in a lot of ways. Went back to work towards the end of the summer, and it wasn't normal, but there was a sense of normalcy in a lot of ways. Everything seemed to be going relatively okay. And then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, when it started to get consistently cold, things seemed to start regressing. And it's almost like, again, almost overnight, it went from, talking about it, we got to be careful, but it's not too bad, and all of a sudden to what they're calling a code red situation where we're hunkering down again. And it almost is getting to the point where it feels like it did in March. And it's just like there's no end in sight, because now we're regressing. It's not back to where it was in March, but it's heading in that direction. And you get these people talking about these vaccines coming out. I suspect we're going to see a vaccine with varying degrees of safety and ethics, probably within the next couple of months. But this is not an end-all answer, because whether you are for the vaccines or not, it's factual that it's going to take a very long amount of time to distribute it to the population, because a vaccine has to be refrigerated from the time of manufacture to the time that it's put into the individual. And it's very difficult and it takes a long time and a lot of resources to ship something that's refrigerated. And so the amount of time that it would take to distribute a vaccine to the entire American population, probably over a year. And then you have to factor in the fact that a lot of people will not accept it, myself included, because of those varying and questionable degrees of safety and ethics. So the vaccine, and then of course you have to understand that because they're pushing out so fast, it may not even work. So the vaccine really isn't an answer, especially not a short-term answer. And the mask thing is really irritating and, in my opinion, totally out of control. And that's not really an answer either. And so, I don't know what the answer is, but we don't really have a good one. A lot of people are focusing on the physical health situation, but there's a psychological health issue as well. And the way we're living right now is extremely psychologically damaging. I'm an introverted person primarily, and it's getting to me tremendously. I can't imagine what extroverted people are dealing with. I don't need a lot of social interaction. I can talk on the phone. I could not see people for several days, and I'm totally fine with that. There's some people that need to be interacting with people face to face on a daily basis in order to satisfy their psychological human interaction needs, and they're not able to do that right now. And that's very concerning. So, anyways, that's the situation. It feels like there's no end. And how long can you live like this? How long can you not see people's faces? How long can you not want to go out in public and avoid gathering with people? It's not healthy psychologically. So here we go. Today is the 7th of November. There was no Easter this year. There will be no Thanksgiving. probably be no Christmas. I suspect it's going to be a lot worse by the time Christmas comes around. Perhaps even regress to the way it was in April, March, whatever it was at the beginning of the year when it broke out. I'm over it. Really over it.